no paper on there. Got it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Bye-bye. Good timing. Yes. But we start there, right? You don't get to watch the whole ceremony from there. They're gonna hand the cards to a faculty marshal. The faculty marshal will hand it to Todd to read. Todd will then hand it to you. As it says, you keep them kind of face down and just keep flipping, and when you get enough of them, rubber band you open them. And there's a bunch of rubber bands. And you only have about a few hundred students, so I mean, you can put 10, 15, 20, whatever you feel like doing. But whatever you do, I'm not gonna jinx you. Don't think I can put like 50, and then you've ever seen Seinfeld with the wallet? Okay. Oh, Todd.
You're my card collector? Okay. I have several rubber bands. Looks like you have enough.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was just telling her we got about 220 students. Each has 50.
Oh,
You got enough that we can put stack 20 into
okay.
10 even if we come down to it. So yeah.
Do you need a pen
I
to
was
write
getting ready to
anything?
ask, do you still like say stack 1, stack 2, stack 3?
It would help. Do you change the card?
You asking me like I have any clue.
If they change the card, you have cards in your thing and they change the card. Like when they go from
I
card to
know what you
card.
mean, but I can answer you again. You asked me like I have any clue.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's all right. I think we should just do stack 1, stack 2, stack 3, and take it in there. To save us time going through it. We sort everything
right,
out.
and that's what I would say. When you finish ordering your first stack, put a 1 in the back of that ticket. And then when you finish doing the second stack, put a 2 in the back of the ticket. And what you see is there may be a card that says certified auxiliary. And these are the 6 colleges. I don't think they separate by department. They did at one time as a department, but I think they're doing that separately. And the colleges, give or take, if you look in probably the 40, but I hate to say this with one college like that because I just don't know. Yeah. See, the only thing I knew is that at 8:45 they were gonna have everybody seated in the chair. That's the only thing I was privy to.
60 days. You want to spell out?
Well, we still that Sharpie's trying to run out. That's what you did. So we were saying, I think I know in the past, again, the last times we had just one college at a time, so I don't know how to tell you. Sometimes it's separated by department. This time I'm assuming they're doing it by college, but I'm not. I just don't know.
One way or another, we'll figure it
Oh
out.
yeah, it'll start and it'll finish. We just don't know when or either.
I'm fortunate. I got an office. I mean, they amaze me. Sometimes the mess ups they can fix.
So what were y'all told as far as who's standing where for who?
Do you see the 2 seats?
I do.
That's the graduate supposed to stop there on the red seat, and the president's supposed to stand on the yellow seat.
And they're just gonna stand a little distance apart to take a picture.
Stand right, exactly.
With mask? No mask? Is it? Do you know?
I didn't get into the mask piece. I'm
Okay.
sure it'll be
You
about.
just take the picture. I get it.
And the way we've done this with the separation between the presenter and the student, they've usually had something in the center, like I was thinking maybe like a maze or something like that. But we want to get the flag in the back, and if the wind keeps blowing that way, we'll be good. The banner.
No, I know, but that's not gonna be the front of the face of the student.
You're right. We're shooting this way. Yeah. No. So we're just shooting this way.
Now you will get some banners because between the flag and up on the flag, there's gonna be 3 college on each side flags.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, it'll be kind of covered.
Right.
Although
At this stage, we shouldn't have to.
oh yeah, well,
Like we're shooting grad fest, we normally provide shirt and tie. But I mean, I can't take and put a new swap these shirts.
Right.
And the reason we do this is all the guys come in t-shirts. So now we got them, with their gown on, and it's looks like pajamas.
Can you kind of just prop the head on top of the body and just go with it?
Well, you're laughing, but we were talking about staff pictures, and we were talking about doing that, just kind of like staging on the wings. yet to see it yet. You know.
Again, good morning. Our national anthem is provided for us by the Nichols State University Ensemble with vocals by Dr. John St. Marie. Veterans and members of the military may remain covered while saluting the flag.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Reverend Cecil Ellis, advisor to the Chi Alpha Christian Fellowship, will now deliver the opening reflection.
Heavenly Father, thank you for each of these students graduating today. Provide open doors and continued opportunities in the next phase of their lives, whether in the marketplace or in continued education. Surround them with people who can give wisdom and knowledge along their life journey. Thank you for the time they've been able to invest at Nichols and all that you have in store. Amen.
Please be seated. And thank you, Reverend Ellis. Good morning, and welcome to the 106th commencement exercise of Nichols State University. I am honored to introduce our First Lady of Nichols State University, Mrs. Allison Clune. I would also like to recognize the members of our stage party. Dr. Marilyn Masick Fry, Dean of the College of Business Administration. Dr. Scott Rademacher, Dean of the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences. Mrs. Jean Donegan, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. John Ducey, Dean of the College of Sciences and Technology. Mrs. Rebecca Lyons, Associate Dean of the College of Nursing. And Mr. John Kozar, Director of the Chef John False Culinary Institute. Reverend Cecil Ellis, Advisor to the Chi Alpha Christian Fellowship. Major Renee Brinkley, Head of the Civil Department with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, and our commencement address speaker today. Dr. Sue Westbrook, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. And Dr. Jay Clune, 6th President of Nichols State University. And I am Dr. Todd Keller, Vice Provost, your MC for today. At this time, I would like to welcome the 6th President of Nichols State University, Dr. J. Clune, to deliver opening remarks. Dr. Clune.
First, I want to say welcome home. From your very first days at Nichols State University, there has been a group of people who have focused on you, on your growth, your opportunity, and your success. These teachers and scholars who devote their professional lives to making this institution a place of excellence and achievement. The outstanding faculty of Nichols State University, would you please stand? Thank you for the extraordinary work done by each of you. We appreciate your dedicated service and hard work in making a difference for the good of the students we serve. I also want to acknowledge the hard work and energy of several groups that have helped make this possible. To the Commencement Committee for your planning and execution of this event. To the grounds crew and maintenance crew for setup and that extra something you always seem to do for Nichols. To University Police for providing safety and security for this event. And to the Nichols Band Ensemble members and Dr. St. Marie for providing the music for today's ceremonies. Thank you. Nichols has been granted national status as a military-friendly institution, and for the last 4 years we have been designated as a Louisiana Governor's military and veteran-friendly campus. We take these honors seriously, and so I would now like to recognize the military veterans who are graduating today. Please stand to be recognized for your service to our country. Now, all veterans here today who have served in the armed forces, please stand. Thank you for your service. We are honored today to have Major Renee Brinkley to deliver the commencement address to the graduates. Major Brinkley is an alumna of Nichols State University and has built a strong career in law enforcement over the past 2 decades. From an early career as a businesswoman in the beauty products industry, she went on to become the first female promoted to the rank of major in Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office. During her 2 decades in law enforcement service, she has served as Executive Director of Lafourche Parish's Office of Crime Prevention, known as Weed and Seed, Corrections Department Head, where she helped to develop plans for the new correctional complex, and her current post of the head of the Civil Department. Major Brinkley is deeply involved in her community. She is a graduate of the Louisiana Leadership Academy. To move Louisiana forward, our citizen leaders must understand the complex issues that impact our state, recognize the opportunities we have, and turn those opportunities into meaningful change. That describes Major Brinkley's professional life. She has served as Vice Chair of Thibodeau Relay for Life and President of Bayou Area Habitat for Humanity. She is a graduate of Leadership Lafourche and has served as Vice Chair of that organization and as a board member of Lafourche ARC. Major Brinkley understands the issues facing her community and seizes the opportunity to bring about meaningful change. For these and so many other reasons, we are honored to have her here today. Please join me in welcoming Major Renee Brinkley to the podium.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It is truly an honor to be here. And I don't know if you noticed that I brought my phone up, but my mother is in her 80s and wanted to be here today. And she does have a Facebook page, but she's a little bit challenged in handling it. So I actually just placed a call to her so she could actually be present. So it's not that anything is more important than you or this moment. It's just I wanted my mother to be able to share in it live. Thank you. So my memories at Nichols started with my mother working here as a nursing professor. My parents met and married in Korea. Both of them served in the United States Army. After they left military service, we came here to settle because this was home. My mother was born and raised in Chack Bay, so this became our home. She retired from Nichols State University with 21 years of service in nursing. And during that time, my father had the opportunity to take time between his job as a med tech at a hospital and a church pastor to actually take classes here at Nichols State University. Some of my fondest memories here as a young child, because my mother worked here, we were able to go to the pool and utilize some of the services on campus. And so I taught myself how to swim when I was about 8 years old in the pool over here at Nichols. And another memory I have is my senior skip out day from high school. My older sisters and some of my cousins who were students here and proud alumni of Nichols, they brought me to the campus for my senior skip out day. So I got to have fun in the student union. I got to walk around campus and pretend like I was a student. And then my time came that I could actually be a student here at Nichols. And some of my fondest memories are actually here. I think about the friendships I had, the relationships, contacts that I made here on this campus that have spanned most of my life. But today is about you. And I'd like to ask you, what are you going to do with your day? And greater than that, what are you going to do with your moments? You see, some of the greatest things that are going to happen to you are going to be in the simplest of moments where you have to take the greatest of opportunity in that time. Merriam-Webster, the definition for the term of a lifetime, is used to designate something as the greatest moment or event of its kind in a person's life. The thrill of a lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime. And when I look at you here today, and this is such a pivotal time in our world, we faced and are still facing a pandemic, social unrest, and just the number of hurricanes that we had, that alone, making it to the Greek alphabet, it's just such an accomplishment that you are here and that you came back and that you withstood so many things to be present today. You know, as I contemplated what I would talk to you about today, I thought that I did not want to serve the role as a speaker. I want to be more of a messenger. You see, a messenger has a particular mission. They have a message that they carry that is something greater than the deliverer of the message. Of all that has happened in my life, my civic and community commitment, the times of my life that have been most impactful have been times that I have spent fulfilling a purpose, not a position, not a title. And you will learn in your life that the most impactful things that you can do and the most significant things It's not going to be how you leave. It's going to be how you leave every situation, every person, every conversation you encounter. It's not about you. It's going to be about the impact you leave people with. You see, the beauty in our living is our moments and our opportunities of a lifetime are truly endless. I'd love to share one of my favorite poems with you by Dr. Benjamin E. Mays, and it reads, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it is up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just one tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. So today, as you celebrate, let it be a time of reflection. Your memories, your relationships that you formed here, but know there is so much more to come. So I ask you once again, what will you do with your moments? You see, sometimes we tend to minimize and take time for granted, but the very moments that you live through to get you here are just the beginning. There are still so many more to come. You know, sometimes because of our own personal fear, we hinder those moments of a lifetime. And I can remember when I wanted so desperately to go to graduate school. I was thinking, I really want to go. I was a divorced mother. I was terrified of taking the GRE because I just do not do well on standardized tests. And it was in the middle of Hurricane Katrina. But you know what? Once I got my mind right and I steadied myself and I came back to my commitment and my deepest desire, I went on to earn my master's in public administration from the University of New Orleans. So I just encourage you today, don't get in the way of your dreams. Don't get in the way of your moments of a lifetime. Now, there will be people in your life, I call them haters, you might call them trolls, I don't know what y'all call them these days, but there will be people that try to hinder your promise. They will try to hinder your moments and your opportunities of a lifetime. But I want to encourage you, don't let anyone crush or diminish your promise. Don't let anyone steal your moments or opportunity of a lifetime. You see, we've only got one shot at this life. So don't take your promise and all your purpose and hide it in your pocket as if you can save it for a rainy day or put it on a shelf. Don't let people hinder your promise. There are going to be people that tell you there isn't room for you at the table. And if they don't provide a chair and you're committed to the process, you bring your own. But I want you to know when it's time to leave, when it's time to walk away, when people don't let you grow, when they don't let you enjoy and live in your moment and your promise, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you were the most qualified, the smartest, the best person for the job. It just simply means that they chose something else. And you have the ability to choose something else. So I encourage you, seize your moment. Now, there will be moments in your life that are going to be your meantime moments. And those are the times that you are going to maximize preparation. Use your time wisely. Work on your talents. Develop your skills, your mental health, your physical health, all those things to help you to become stronger and ready for your next opportunity. When I look at you, I know it's a sea of all kinds of education. It's not just your mental capacity, though. You have so much more to offer. So I encourage you, while you work in your profession, don't discount your purpose. You will fulfill the roles of mentor, creator, supporter of dreams, life changer, inventors. You will design, you will encourage and create moments and opportunities in the people and the world around you. You will not just treat symptoms and conditions, you will heal bodies, minds, and spirit. There is nothing ordinary about your moments. And never underestimate your purpose, regardless of what your role might be. I remember one of my first jobs I had, it was working in retail. And on one day that started just like every other day, I was hanging up clothes, putting away stock, looking at some of the new things that came in, trying to decide if I might buy them. And this lady comes in to return an item. And so I start the process of filling out the return slip. And as I'm writing, and I get to the point where I need her to sign, I put an X next to the line. And she looks at me and she smiles and she says, "You sign your name just like mine." That was over 30 years ago, and I still get moved every time I think about that moment. Because at first I didn't realize what she was saying. She was telling me she couldn't write her name. And on that day, I wrote her name for her. And I gave it to her. She became a regular customer. And before long, we were friends. She wasn't just a customer at the store that I worked in. I learned to teach her other things. She began to write her own name, and the smile on her face and how proud she was when she signed her name meant so much to me. She went on to teach me some of her favorite recipes that, I might add, met her approval. So I have to tell you, culinary people, whatever your skill is, good food heals the spirit. It truly does. It can make a sad day very happy. So I applaud your talents, and if you ever want to invite me over to test anything, I am most definitely a willing participant. I love pastries, food, just whatever. Food, good food. So, now that we took that little break, always be open, really, to the idea that you can have a chance encounter that just might be your opportunity of a lifetime. It might be your significant other. It might end up being a best friend. And it might just end up being a game changer. A few weeks ago, I was at a local restaurant, and I met a young man named Matthew. Now, Matthew is not in your graduating class. He's a junior. And Matthew began to talk to me. He told me he was at Nichols, majoring in finance, and that he wanted to be, I guess, kind of like in investments and wealth management. But something compelled me to ask Matthew what was his greatest concern and what was going on in the world today. And Matthew's answer was poverty. Now, he got busy and we couldn't finish our conversation, but I do plan to go back. But because of that conversation, I felt compelled to reach out to other people in the class of 2020 and ask them some of the things that concerned them most about what was going on in their world. And I'd like to share some of those answers. Some talked about poverty as well, just like Matthew. And the concern was not about people necessarily going hungry, but people that didn't have the financial literacy to know what to do so they didn't have to work themselves into a grave. You see, not every senior person that you see somewhere working with a smile is there because they choose to be. Some are there because they have to be. And I was so impressed with the young people that were so concerned about that. I had an opportunity to speak with some people that were in education. And one of the things that they talked about that was a common theme was to make sure that children really knew how to read and to love reading, because they felt like a lack of that skill meant that they could not enjoy or explore the experience of hidden treasures in the pages of books. So we talked about partnerships in the community and how you could bring children and their parents and their grandparents together to learn how to read. I spoke with people that wanted to be counselors, and they talked about people overcoming addiction, victimization, brokenness, and they just wanted them to have a life with purpose. The one thing that resonated with me was the common theme amongst your classmates, and that was that they recognized such unfortunate things in our society. And while not the creator of these problems or societal ills, they consistently wanted to be a part to resolve it and to be a part of the solution. Those wise, compassionate people, much like you, gave me a moment in a lifetime. Opportunity, change, restoring hope, making a difference, and it takes just a moment. To the people that are here, supporting or watching you online, you are their family members, maybe a significant other, a loved one, or a friend. To me, you are restorers of goodwill. In a place and in a society where we've lost so much, you've given me hope. You made it, and there is so much more to come. You have one life filled with endless opportunities and a life of so many moments. I encourage you to take advantage of each and every one of them. For you, for your family, the world around you, not just your future, but future generations. You see, life is composed of moments. So again, I ask you, what are you going to do with your day? What are you going to do with your moments? Congratulations on this special event in your lives, one of many moments to come in your lifetime. And I thank you for sharing this moment with me.
Thank you, Major Brinkley, for your service to the community and for being here with us today in this moment. Thank you. We will now have the presentation of honors. We ask the students to please stand when their name is announced and remain standing to be recognized. We ask the audience to please hold applause until all names in each category of honors has been announced. Nichols State University recognizes graduates who have completed their studies with honors and distinction. At this time, we would like to introduce those students to you. Undergraduate baccalaureate students, having completed their degree requirements with a perfect 4.0 grade point average, are awarded the President's Medal of Honor, a memento to always remind them of their accomplishments. Those students from the spring 2020 class are Emily C. Boudreau, Rebecca L. Bourgeois, Katie M. Bozagard, Brianne M. Kazanov, Keely M. Diebold, Cami R. Gidry, Jordan L. Morvant, Mallory P. Robichaud, Saurav Shrestha, and Catherine E. Terrio. Congratulations on your 4.0. You may be seated. Undergraduate baccalaureate students, having completed their degree requirements with at least a 3.9 grade point average, are awarded the status of summa cum laude. Those students are Nina E. Benoit, Emily C. Boudreau, Emma C. Bourgeois, Rebecca L. Bourgeois, Katie M. Bozegard, Brianne M. Kazanov, Crystal A. Dabney, Keely M. Diebold, Emily N. Ducey, Cami R. Gidry, Megan E. Henshaw, Christy M. Lagrange, Blair N. Lesh, Richard B. Martin, Jordan L. Morvant, Brooke N. Plaisance, Claire A. Robichaud, Mallory P. Robichaud, Christian C. Sells, Jessica L. Shelby, Saurav Shrestha, Heba Surya, Catherine E. Terrio, Megan C. Thibodeau, Emily A. Venable, and Megan L. White. Congratulations. Undergraduate baccalaureate students who have completed their degree requirements with a grade point average between 3.7 to 3.899 are awarded the status of magna cum laude. Those students are Caroline M. Babin, Casey L. Babin, Janie C. Beard, Joshua J. Billiot, Austin S. Bollinger, Jordan M. Berg, Bo T. Bourgeois, Colin L. Brazen, Sean K. Bro, Cole D. Campo, Emily R. Charpentier, Claire E. Chase, Lily A. Chasson, Joshua P. Curall, Kaylee N. Daigle, J. H. Danos, Alexandra A. Duplantis, Emily K. Duplantis, Morgan C. Duplichamp, Caitlin J. Dupre, Alyssa C. Emard, Kayla L. Falgu, Matthew J. Falgu, Angel M. Gaspard, Brittany C. Giglio, Rolanda R. Guillot, Rohina Gurung, Brandon S. Hampton, Abby Gail E. Harson, John G. Jones, Lauracia L. Jones, Courtney R. Kern, Emily M. Leday, Taylor R. Mobile, Raphael P. Marzagal, Taylor N. Mason, Laura A. Nolasco, Vivian M. Ogeron, Ornacia Polly, Devin Raffrey, Hannah C. Redu, Craig L. Smith, Zoe A. Talbot, Dontrell L. Taylor, Mackenzie L. Torres, Kara K. Trahan, Abby L. Wayne, Brianna L. Whitney, Carrie L. Yarbrough, and Kelsey A. Zerain. Congratulations. You may be seated. Undergraduate baccalaureate students, having completed the degree requirements with a grade point average between 3.5 to 3.699, are awarded the status of cum laude. Those students are Daniel W. Ashe, Taylor E. Adams, Sabrina G. Odemont, Jack P. Bach, Mishi Banerjee, Julia A. Beck, Jansen N. Benoit, Robert V. Blakely, Abigail M. Boudreau, Angèle E. Boudreau, Abby F. Bourgeois, Tessa Calabria, Carlos E. Calderon, Haley A. Chabert, Katie M. Cheek, Lydia M. Coleman, Brianna E. Corto, Amelia J. Cummings, Heidi M. Daigle, Julianne M. David, Macy E. DeVilliers, Zaya F. Drakes, Christopher J. Dewey, Ashley A. Dufresne, Jenny B. Falcon, Richard M. Galbraith, Sarah M. Godet, Brooke E. Hebert, Amanda L. Hedrick, Dominique M. Horning, Rusa A. Hermarinta, Emily A. Jackson, Mallory R. Jennings, Marie Frances E. LaSalle, Paxton P. LeBlanc, Thomas A. Lejean, Tyler J. Legnon, Garland J. Lundy, Nicholas R. McInnes, Kelsey M. Moran, Christopher D. Oob, Rachel Pierce, Brent M. Roger, Lysandra R. Rosenberger, Savannah P. Sadiapin, Leighton T. Sanders, Brooke A. Sober, Rachel A. Sudam, Jason H. Terrio, Crystal I. Thomasy, and Chelsea M. Vining. Congratulations. The University Honors Award is bestowed upon students who have completed the advanced curriculum of the University Honors Program, which includes opportunities for international study abroad and for original research opportunities in their chosen field of study. These students have completed at least 24 hours of honors coursework, including a public defense of their honors thesis research. Those students are Emma Claire Bourgeois, Colin Louis Brazin, Lily Ann Chesson, Amelia Joanne Cummings, Keely Marie Diebold, Morgan Clara Duplichamp, Megan Elizabeth Henshaw, John Garrett Jones, Blair Nicole Lesh, Emily Marie Leday, Christopher Douglas Oob, Mallory Page Robichaud, Brent Michael Roger, Savannah Page Sadiapin, Nija Tremaine Smith, Heba Soya, Emily Ann Venable, and Jacob Christopher Vincent. Congratulations. And lastly, graduate study students who earn an overall grade point average of 4.0 in all courses pursued toward their graduate degree are recognized for their achievement as honors graduates. Those students are Christopher M. Atkinson, Crystal Bro, Alexis M. Dubois, Tiffany L. Dufresne, Terry G. Dupre, Sarah E. Fontana, Anita L. Gilbert, Shelley B. Gravois, Jennifer A. Guillot, Alexis B. Hebert, Risa D. Inselman, Olajuwon P. Jamo, Tiffany J. Keeler, Kaylee E. Krepenovich, Austin A. Leday, Joshua J. Luke, Toby J. Luquette, Carrie L. Neal, Andrew K. Nicholson, Iona Papa, Emily E. Weimer, and Nicole T. Young. Congratulations. Dr. Sue Westbrook, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, will now present the candidates for the conferring of degrees. Following the conferral of degrees, graduates will approach the stage to receive their diplomas from the university president. Dr. Westbrook?
Will the candidates for the specialist in school psychology please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the graduate faculty in their respective program of study for these degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree of specialist in school psychology as it pertains to their program of study. Of note, the Specialist in School Psychology program, the highest degree awarded at Nichols, consists of 72 hours of study at the graduate level, which is completed by each candidate over a minimum of 3 years. Dr. Corman Broussard, Program Director for the Specialist Program, will join us to hood the graduates.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nichols State University, I confer upon each of you the degree of Specialist in School Psychology as it appears on your diploma with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Crystal Marie Bro. Alexis Boudreau Hebert. Stephen C. Stroud.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the graduate faculty in their respective program of study for these degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Nursing as it pertains to their accomplishments.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nichols State University, I confer upon each of you the degrees of Masters of Business Administration, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Nursing, as it appears on your diploma, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
You can be seated. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their respective programs of study for these baccalaureate degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing as it pertains to their accomplishments.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nichols State University, I confer upon each of you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, as it appears on your diploma, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the associate degrees please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the faculty in their respective programs of study for these associate degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degrees of Associate of General Studies and Associate of Science as it pertains to their accomplishments.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nichols State University, I confer upon each of you the degrees of Associate of General Studies and Associate of Science as it appears on your diploma, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may be seated.
Tiffany Sarah Algue. Samuel Jude Bergeron. Elianis Cabrera. Austin Allen Lede. Alexandra Shillette. DeJaneiro Ingrid Vivian Cooper. Lisa Clark Daniels. Jennifer Ann Guillat. Tiffany Keeler. Kirsten Rashawn Hill. Kevin Michael Reisinger. Krishada Armand Jackson. Shavandali Harris Cawthorn. Krista LaHaye Duplichan. Carrie Kramer Grenier. Shelley B. Gravois. Chelsea Marie Zenon. Rissa Dale Inselman. Ashley N. Billiot. Emily C. Boudreau. Jez Matthew Sheremy. Zaya F. Drakes. Matthew J. Falgu. Mary Patricia Loop. Emily Elizabeth Ratley. Rob Richard. Catherine Elizabeth Theriot. Joshua J. Billiot. Colby John Boudreau. Taylor Marie Baudouin. LaShonda C. Davis. Jade A. Gentry. Sarah E. Lemires. Mallory Cunningham Rishu. Thomas J. Roos. Kevin Beliza. Raul A. Falcon. Ryan William Hill. Shelton Terrell Warner, Jr. Caleb James Wolf. Shelby Marie Como. Emily Nicole Ducey. Morgan Clara Duplichin. Andre Frederick Steckler. Quinn Scott Bigler. Tynesha Lynn Shalaby. Nicholas Katz Terrebonne. Arrington Raymond Blanchard. Rebecca Lynn Casas. Elizabeth Michelle Mack. Carrie Joe Allums. Caitlin Jordan Dupre. Cassie Nicole Giroir. Gage Nicholas Ordon. Kenyatta Nicole Evans. Dominique Marie Horning. Briley Elizabeth Vining. Claire Alexandra Yates. Justin Michael Guidreau. Michael Joseph Bender, Jr. Jordan Lee Morvant. Laura Alicia Nolasco. Hannah Elizabeth Smith. Jace P. LeCompte. Rachel Marie Vanderbrook. Sarah Alice Fongi. Lauren Renee Liret. Anna Cecilia Arias Perez. Sean Caitlin Bro. Trang Tran. Shakira Brielle Butler. Keely Marie Diebold. Tyler Matthew Duplantis. Benjamin Joseph Gautreaux. Ryan Donovan Frank Price II. Ashantion Lacey Smith. Jake Christopher Vincent. Devon O'Neill Williams. Corey A. Leary. Sherelle Lyons. Paige Elizabeth Sanchez. Brittany Ayana Simmons. Quatika Latrice Simmons. Lorena May Travis. Connor Edward Mobile. Trent Christopher Ciano. Caitlin Elizabeth Truxillo. Taylor Elizabeth Adams. Margaret Marie Bergeron. Julianne Marie David. Danielle Marie Gibbs Arsamont. Corey Amos Lewis. Haley Marie Nakan. Greg Michael Petrie. Arnacia Denis Polly. Ambria Laverne Price. Bridget Grace Swan. Gina Nicole Teachman. Stephen Noel Zastro. Christopher James Tate. Caitlin Lene David. Farah Foray. Logan Birchfield. Morgan Elise Adams. Casey Lynn Babin. Nina E. Benoit. Abigail Marie Boudreau. Abby Frances Bourgeois. Beau Thomas Bourgeois. Allie Renee Crochet. Tawanda Denise Gardner. Sasha Elizabeth Harris. Ashley Allison Hobby. Lauracia Latrell Jones. Andrea Martinez. Amy Elizabeth McClendon. Samantha Ray Morosich. Allie Andre Collins. Garland Joseph Lundy. Abby N. Richard. Jessica Louise Shelby. I love this last name. Emily Ann Venable. Connor Brochon. Taylor Ray Mobile. Sarah Ann Dufresne. Gavin Keith Gidry. Kelsey Graffia Moran. C. Ariana McHale Sands. Nicholas Mia Delort Baroni. Emma Claire Bourgeois. Peyton Elizabeth Cascio. Haley Ann Chabert. Claire Elizabeth Chase. Lily Ann Chesson. Holden Joseph Cortez. Kiara Chantel Green. Rolanda Renee Guillat. Ericole Lashandra Harris. Desi Lene Lagarde. Emily Marie Leday. Tyler James Legnon. John J. Olin Jr. Megan Claire Thibodeau. Cole Anthony Amadi. Jansen Neil Benoit. That's an assertive man. He came across the line. That's a good thing. Shane Michael Bond. Colin Paul Bourne. Xavier Tyree Anderson. Grant Michael Benoit. Cassie Dewana Ratcliffe. Sabrina Grace Odama. Amelia Joanne Cummings. Gabrielle Elizabeth Davis. Brittany Camille Giglio. Alexandra Francine Harrell. They're coming next. Natalie Elizabeth LeBlanc. Craig Lewis Smith. Asia Charday Victor. Ryan Alexis Chapman.
The Bridge to Independence program at Nichols State University provides students with life, social, and leadership skills needed for future employment and independent living. The Nichols Bridge program is certified in the state of Louisiana and provides peer mentorship and support services to help the students be successful. Today, we have 3 students completing the Bridge program and receiving their certificate of completion. Students, will you please approach the stage?
Clay Michael Westerman. Haley E. Gettys. Grant Daniel Setatal.
Let's give the Bridge to Independence students another big round of applause. To all of you here today, on behalf of the entire Nichols State University community, I want to say once again, congratulations and welcome home. Your years of hard work and dedication have paid off. To get here, you've had to overcome a global pandemic that upended your lives and disrupted the last semester of your college experience. Born from this will be the state's next leaders in business, education, behavioral sciences, liberal arts, nursing, science, technology, and culinary arts. You have earned your degree, but you have done much more than grow intellectually. You have matured emotionally and socially. Your resilience will serve you well throughout your lifetime. You will forever have my empathy and my admiration. I also want to thank you for choosing Nichols State University. This graduating class has uniquely impacted this campus in a way that will reverberate for generations to come. Thank you for helping to make Nichols a better place to live, to learn, and to work. You are the newest members of the Nichols Alumni Association, and this campus will forever be your home. I encourage you to think back to your friendships and your time on campus often. On this day, be proud of all you have achieved. Be proud of your degree, and know that this is not goodbye, but rather so long until we meet again.
We now invite you to stand and join in the singing of the Alma Mater, which will be voiced by Dr. John St. Marie and backed by the Nichols State University Ensemble. And we invite you to remain standing for the closing reflection delivered by Mr. Cecil Ellis. The words and music to the Alma Mater are located on the back of your commencement program.
Heavenly Father, Let today be a day of continued celebration for these graduates. Let it also be a time of reflection over these past years and of a looking ahead. Give them favor as they set out to do great things and achieve their dreams as they move forward into their future. Cover them with your love and protection. Amen.
Thank you all for having been present to honor our Spring 2020 graduates. To the faculty, again, we thank you for a job well done. To the graduates, the parents, the spouses, and the loved ones, a special congratulations to all of you. The recessional will conclude the 106th commencement exercise of Nichols State University. The audience is requested to remain in place until the stage party and graduates have recessed from the field. Once again, thank you for being with us today.